Of late, it has seemed as if the National Police Service is at war with the citizens of Kenya. It is now about time that we must start thinking what to do with our rogue police force, because now it is a force, it is no longer a service as has been envisioned in law. I have written a list of at least 20 suggestions for a future government to take, being that the current Kenya Kwanza government has lost all moral authority to undertake this kind of restructuring of the police. Number 1, identify all specific officers that have been used to perpetrate the criminal illegalities, the murder, the injury, the abduction, the illegal detention of citizens and even of non-citizens in Kenya. These will include even the most recent, those who were responsible for arresting Albert Ojwang, and even for what is likely to turn out to be further concealment of that illegality and his murder. Other examples would include the sniper of 2024. If you remember, there was a sniper pointed out even on social media in the 2024 Occupy Parliament move. Then there's others also, those who are responsible for the disappearance of Collins, the accused murderer of the Kware, or even those who decimated and then went to dispose the bodies of more than 40 victims in the Kware dump site. And there are very many others. We can't finish all of them here, but a proper investigation to identify specific officers who are involved and then to bring them to book, because the things they have done are already illegalities in law, and therefore the full force of the law must come against such officers in order to deter any future suggestions to other officers serving in similar capacity. Number 3, arrest all commanders who have given unlawful orders to their officers that have now resulted in the victimization and the perceived state of war against the citizens of Kenya. Number 4, prosecute them along with the political leadership that has sponsored such ugly human rights issues in this nation, and prosecute them under a court-martial system, a military court-martial, as the enemies of the state of Kenya. Number 5, restructure the police service under regional lines. Preferably, that should be taken with my number 6 suggestion, which is to restructure the counties from 47 and bring them down. Those are far too many and they have failed anyway. The complaints are of corruption and ineptitude and all sorts. We do not need that. We just break them down to maybe 5 to 8 workable counties, and then within each give a police service. That police service, which includes the DCI, should have specific colors, specific uniforms, and the appropriate training that is commensurate within their environment of service. For example, if in the northeastern province, the border frontiers, they cannot be the same as the police in Nairobi, which is more metropolitan. And then we have also to consider specialized places like it at the coast, where they are dealing with the sea, where they are dealing with tourism, and so on and so forth. So each have a specialized retraining to cater for their performance in the regions where they are deployed. Number 9, make sure as you redeploy the remnant officers who will not have been purged from the original purging of criminal elements within the service, that you deploy them not based on tribal alignment. Otherwise, we will be risking the development of militias. Rather, deploy them nationally and taking deliberate action to mix the ethnic origins of those who are serving in the various different areas. Number 10, carry out a retraining. I've said here a reorientation for human rights practices and professional ethics, correct work procedures as they serve wherever they will be serving. An intense reorientation program need to be developed that will address these issues and that will cause the remnant officers then to perform their duties cognizant of the fact that they have been assigned this role by the citizens of this nation. Number 11, concerning the NSIS that may still be operating nationally. We need to rewrite the powers of the NSIS, especially those that have to do with arrest and detention of people. That they cannot be able to just arrest and detain people arbitrarily, but it must be done in coordination with the regional systems and with other permissions granted either by courts or other ways. But we certainly need to rewrite the powers of the NSIS, that we do not have rogue NSIS operations as we have suspected over the last 2 to 3 years. Number 12, rename and redeploy the administration police away from the public administration system, that is the chiefs and the DOs and such like. You can redeploy them either to ports of entry, to border regions, and to such like other activities where their skills will be better put in place. As for the public administration need for security services, my number 13 suggestion would kick into place there. That is, they can be reconnected. Their professional working lines can be reconnected to the regional police services without necessarily having an administration police force. Number 14, stiffen the laws and the regulations for commanding officers to make them more culpable as commanding officers for gross infractions such as now the loss of life that we are seeing, a person in custody losing their life. In addition, the number 15 suggestion is that we should set up an interview and vetting system that involves the public, either the regional, county, parliaments, or whatever other structure will be there that involves the public, that involves non-governmental organizations, organizations of interest, that we will vet and that we will approve a right candidate to be a regional commander of any police service or any police unit that may be operational in this country. Number 16, review the employment qualifications for all police officers with the aim of upgrading the minimum qualification from D even to a degree, or at least to a relevant higher diploma. Number 17, provide and require serving officers to upgrade their academic qualifications in an in-house school of sorts, whether online or however it will be set up, but that all serving officers will be required to upgrade their learning, and that there will be an appropriate academic system that will be set up to ensure all those who are below the determined qualification will upgrade their system as they continue to serve. Number 18, review all other HR procedures within the police service, including the promotion, including the pay including even the conditions of service, that is their housing, their salary, all that, everything that have to do with their human resource support and development. Let it be reviewed to make it more suitable for correct performance in this post-colonial and modern era that Kenya is living in. Number 19, this is the second last one. Outlaw in more severe and stricter terms any interference from other executive offices, including their parent ministry, including the office of the president. Let there be more stricter laws against that do not only prevent the executive from interfering, but that ascribe more severe measures to commanders who succumb to the pressure from above. Those regulations and laws, they should take cognizance of the need for budgetary independence for the police service in all its regions, and a prevention from being influenced politically or otherwise in the course of police operations. Finally, number 20, sack the entire IPOA board or leadership. Sack the entire committee of IPOA. Sack it. Reconstitute a new board with fresh personalities, not just political, but board members suggested from civil society, from religious organizations, from other public interest groups, and give that new IPOA prosecutorial powers, including court-martial powers for certain grievous offenses. Those are my 20 suggestions of how to better make the police service work. Kindly include any others that you think I might have left out as we go forward into a new dispensation, hopefully sooner than later, that these are some of the suggestions that can be put into place to ensure that those who we give powers to bear arms and to use security measures and laws in our nation, that they will serve us in the correct and the best way possible. In addition to those 20 suggestions that I've made, and kindly put any that you think I might have missed in the comments, let me just say the heart and the mind of a man may not be tied down by laws and by regulations. As a society, we must start thinking clearly how we are bringing up our children. What is the value system that we operate in as a society? If the things that we espouse are praiseworthy, if the things that we espouse are pure, if the things that we espouse are things that bring glory to God and a good human interaction, then our society, without even the need for further laws and regulations, will be able to operate in a harmonious and in a productive manner. For me, a better society can only come from a God-fearing people, the people who follow the teachings of our God Yahweh that are contained in the Bible. Even as we march on with the hope and the prayer for building a better, brighter, and more prosperous society in the coming days. God bless you. Shalom.